So I guess this is running. Well, I got a good one for everybody. It's pretty funny, actually. I go out this morning to get a couple of things done. Go down to the bike shop. Somebody, I guess, drank too much last night and was looking to try and sell a bicycle, but they couldn't sell it because it wasn't complete. So they came to the bike store to try and make it complete. And they found out it was going to cost them money and time, so they started losing it and started a big yelling match, telling people to go in themselves and all that good stuff. Anyway, he left. I just laughed when he left, and then he come after me. That's when I knew he was messed up. When he come after me because I was laughing, because anybody with a brain would realize that guy's laughing because I'm acting like a retard, stupid. So anyway, that's the first encounter of humans this morning. So then we're gonna leave there. We're done doing business there. Everything went perfect beside that crazy idiot. I read him when he walked in. When he walked by me to go into the bike store, you could see the vein in his neck was a little bit. He was rough. He was anything could have tripped this guy off. So anyway, that was the first human that we bumped into this morning that was pissed. So then we go into, my buddy says, oh, go get me a coffee at Tim Hortons and I'll meet you at the park. I said, okay, we'll sit in the park, shoot the shit. I'll go to the Tim Hortons and I told him, I said, I don't really like going there, man. Anyway, so because of you, I'll go there. So I go there and I walk in, we're standing in line and you can see they got a process. Because I really catch the play, okay, as you say, catch the play. So I can see they're using the name when you buy your shit at the cash. The name is associated to your order so that people aren't reaching like crazy, grabbing other people's coffees and donuts and all kinds of stupid stuff, right, that humans do, right? So she asks my name and I kind of look at her weird like, oh, okay, that's why they're doing it. Tap the card. And then I'm standing there and the two girls that are making coffee, they stop using the system one at a time. You can see the chaos. You can see it begin, manifest. Literally, you can watch the chaos manifest right in front of your eyes. Just step back a bit there, right? And then just watch it, right? The orders are coming in. Now they're just flogging coffees. They're not flogging names. Double, double extra large, triple, double. Guy comes out to the back. Breakfast sandwich, double bacon, breakfast sandwich, right? And I'm thinking, why are they asking us our names? Because now people are at this little. Anyway, they improved the store, which made it a shithole. But anyway, that's besides the point. And it looks like they were planning to have less people because the store is smaller and built. Their renovations renovated for a smaller consumer. Okay, consumer presence. So anyway, you can see them. She's flogging. The first girl. At the beginning it was whatever, Paul, Steve. And she got fed up at that. I guess maybe she forgot the names. But it's like they're entitled because they just don't care. And then she just starts, double extra large, and now my coffee is gone. My two coffees, they're just lost because I'm not being aggressive. Because that's what you have to be to get you have to be aggressive now at Tim Hortons to get your order. By these girls, the way they work, because they threw their system right out the fucking window. It was fucking hilarious to watch them throw their own system out the shit pipe. Okay? It was wild. It got so bad that I stopped them all. There was like maybe 5 of them in the front, and I said, sorry. And they all looked at me because I'm a big guy and I got a big voice. And I said, can I get, well, where's my coffee? I said, wait a minute. I said, how do you girls expect the system to work when you don't even use your own system? I said, when I came to the cash, you asked me specifically for my name. So I stood there back and waited for my name to call. But you stopped using the names. You just started flogging coffees. Double, triple. And then the guy in the back would come out, breakfast sandwich, You know, where's the names? I said to them. Like, how do you expect efficiency to work? This is why the girl and me, we don't have a coffee. Because you strayed from the system. Why? And then the stupidness just over their face. Just ridiculous, stupid shit. That stupid face. You know what? You don't use that face. That's saying you're an idiot. You know what I mean? So the face goes on, and then they're like, I guess a seniority dude, right? He comes out of the back and he says, "Sir, we use the names." That's when I swore. I didn't swear with these people, and I'm a cursor, and I didn't swear. And that when he said, "Sir, we use names," I said, "Don't fucking lie to me." Then he looks at me attentively because I swore. I said, "Don't fucking lie to me. You came out twice yelling breakfast sandwich. No name. Don't tell him. Now you're lying directly to my fucking face," I said. And then he turned around and he walks away from me. I said, "That's not the way to run an efficient business." I said, you don't even follow your own game plans here." I said, "I ordered a double-double, large double-double, and an extra large double-double." And then within 3 seconds, you know, or whatever, Sean, and she gives me my call. I said, "Thank you, ma'am." And I took my drinks and I left. And I said, I looked at the black girl that was standing beside me. I said, "You must be pissed." And I go to walk out the door, right? And this lady in line says, I said, and I, because I'm kind of apologetic, right? I said to everybody when I turned my back to the Tim Hortons staff, I said to everybody, "Sorry for the scene," if there was one, because I'm loud and I'm half deaf and I'm an idiot. The girl says to me, "Yeah, right." And I stepped back because she said it just as I was walking by her. So I step back 2 steps and I go, look at her right in the face and I go, "Yeah, right, eh?" And I keep walking. Well, she fucking lost it. "You're just an asshole." I walked back in the store and I looked at her right in the face and I said, "Thank you, ma'am. In this store, assholes get things done. People like you stand in line." You know, that was pretty rude, but she deserved it. And I went outside, unlocked my electric bike, put the coffee in my coffee holder, and I was giggling the whole time because it was just ridiculous how Tim Hortons has turned their store into a shithole. And I'm never going back. Never. You couldn't fucking pay me to go back to that place. Sorry for the swearing. You can't pay me to go back to that store. Yeah. Somerset. Yeah. Right across the street from the park and next door to the beer store in Ottawa. I will never ever go to a Tim Hortons anywhere in Ottawa just because of them. I'll go to McDonald's. I'll even drink that shit at Tim Hortons.